what is microplastics? The first thing is, what is microplastic? So microplastics are those plastics whose size is less than 5 mm. So what are microplastics? They are those plastics whose size is less than 5 mm. Okay. So what they have found, they found that among all the major rivers, Ganges has the highest microplastic concentration. Therefore, it's a cause of concern. It is a cause of concern. Now, the problem with microplastic is, one, it is very small. Yeah. So when you do surface cleaning of Ganges, you really cannot take away microplastic. You can take away big, let's say some bag or footwear or fishing nets, all those things you can take away and therefore clean Ganges. But because it is only 5 mm, it becomes very difficult to take this off. Okay, that is point number one. So when I say challenges, what are all the various challenges with microplastic? The first challenge of microplastic is size is small. Therefore, surface cleaning, they won't come in surface cleaning. Means they cannot be cleaned. Surface cleaning not possible. So they remain there. Okay. The second problem with microplastic is that they are non-biodegradable. This we all know. Non-biodegradable. The normal microplastic, they are non-biodegradable. So since they are non-biodegradable, they remain there forever. Third part, in fact, this we know very well. This also we would have known. The third part, which is very interesting, is plastics have a tendency to absorb toxins. So plastic by itself is problematic. On top of it, it absorbs the surrounding toxics in the water. Okay. So now imagine if a fish eats this plastic. Yeah. And we have plastic pollution also in some of the slides. Either today or tomorrow I'll be covering it. Sometimes these plastics look like small worms to the fishes. The fishes cannot identify, no? So they just end up eating it. The moment they eat it, for some time, and that small fish is eaten by the big fish. So the plastic actually moves up the food chain. Are you able to understand? So first it came in the water body, then a small fish ate it, then a big fish ate it, and a human being ate it. So let's say even if the plastic is removed by human beings and they cut the fish, the toxin that was there in the plastic has already got mixed with the bloodstream of the fish. So in a phenomena which we will discuss when we study the basics of environment, but still you can just make a note. The phenomena is bioaccumulation, and biomagnification. Just note these two terms when we come to the basics of environment. I'll just discuss in a slide or two as to what it is and how human beings face the maximum impact of biomagnification. So one simple thing that I want you to remember along with this point, while we are saying that it is eaten by marine life and they eventually enters food chain, human beings are on the top of the food chain. Okay. So in a biomagnification, when the poison moves from one level to the next level, the concentration of the poison increases. How it increases, we'll see when we study the basics of environment. But for now, you assume that this can be problematic for human beings if you consume fish out of this water. Okay. So the analysis revealed what kind of plastic. This is okay. Yeah. The other part is microplastics. They are not just polluting Ganges, but overall they are considered as a major source of marine pollution. Marine as in ocean. It is quite obvious, no? If Ganges is having a lot of microplastic pollution, and let's say if Yangtze River in China has microplastic pollution, let's say if Indus, when it goes through Pakistan, has a lot of microplastic pollution, all of them eventually drain into one sea or the other. Yeah. So Indus for Arabian Sea or Ganges for Bay of Bengal, eventually it is part of Indian Ocean. So eventually these microplastics are carried all the way up to the oceans. Okay. So microplastic is considered as a major source of marine pollution. Now, the study that was done here what it does is, so we are hearing another new term, it recommends the strengthening of implementation of extended producer responsibility. Yeah, this term is important. Extended producer responsibility in plastic waste management. So this is to what this essentially means is, in the plastic waste management rule, and there has been an amendment which we will discuss when we discuss plastic pollution. In the plastic waste management rule, there is a concept called as extended producer responsibility. What it means is, if I am a plastic manufacturer, let's say I make plastic bottles, okay, which are used for various purposes, I become responsible as the manufacturer of plastic bottle to take care of the reuse and recycle of the plastic bottle. Are you able to understand? It's very difficult. No? If I am the plastic manufacturer and let's say I've given it to 5 different companies. Yeah, one is for Coca-Cola, one is for some other oil company, some cereal company or whatever. Now and in this case also along with the manufacturers of the product also, there is some kind of a sharing of responsibility, but eventual sharing is, I am the plastic guy, okay, and it is my responsibility. That's why it's called extended. Whose responsibility? Producer's responsibility. So it is getting extended all the way up to reuse and recycling. It's quite a tough thing to implement for the producer guy, but I'm sure one way or the other they'll be able to figure it out. For example, if you have traveled in train, railways have their own mineral water, yeah, and usually it's not Bisleri. I'm forgetting the name. They have their own mineral water bottle brand. Rail Need, yeah, thank you. Rail Need, thanks. So Rail Need. So one of the things that they consciously, if you're let's say going in Shatabdi or Rajdhani or any of the trains where they serve food, food is maybe part of your ticket, yeah. So they are very careful that kindly crush it and put it back. Now here the railway is somewhat, even though at that time extended producer responsibility was not there, but even then the railway person, the catering guy will insist, sir, please crush it and put it in the same tray, in the same food tray that you are offered food with. So so that is the meaning of extended producer responsibility. Okay, so they are saying that we need to strengthen the implementation of extended producer responsibility for obvious reasons, and also make the rivers as a no plastic zone. So make the rivers as no plastic zone is somewhat related to this point. Yeah, if you have very good implementation of extended producer responsibility, automatically the rivers will become a no plastic